You're my favorite fixation. Was I being too much again? Sorry. Happy days! Thanks for making me feel seen, darling. Looking fabulous! Sinclair spilled water on it and now the wall is on fire! Why, hello! I'll do some research on East Asian zithers. How about we... Oh, it's all about you, darling. Oh, I think I'm getting lost right at the start of all this. I'm so sorry, darling. My brain runs quicker than cheap mascara sometimes. Just stop talking. Stupid Barry, disposable Barry, you're doing it again. Yes. Hello is what anyone at the top of their game would say. I would like that, yes. Oh dear. Let's take this from the perfectly coiffed top, shall we? My name is Barry Styles. I am your one-stop shop for looking good, feeling great. Not that I have to work too hard at that because, and I don't know if I made myself clear enough on this point, darling, but you are looking fabulous. I'll be honest, because I like to be clearer than a freshly unblocked pore, I really don't like talking about myself, hun. I'd much rather talk all about you. Oh, fabulous, darling. But mostly I want to talk all about you. In fact, if you'd be so gracious as to indulge me, I'd love to really get under the skin. I mean, can I ask you a few questions? Oh dear, if I can't ask you a few queries, then this might go really poorly. I do well with queries, surveys, trivia, tidbits, and nibnobs, especially nibnobs. We'll get to nibnobs when I'm damn well ready. Arousing as well. You and me both, darling. Oh dear, we aren't ready. I knew it was too soon. I'll have to come back again. Okay. This is super exciting. I just love learning about what other people like. I haven't yet met with a taste I can cater to. So, with that in mind, I simply have to ask, drum roll. Not a tweezer kind of human? More a plucker? That's absolutely okay. I know plenty of pluckers, and they're all plucking lovely. Favorite brand of tweezer? I always like to say that you are valid no matter how hard you pluck. Oh, okay, that's fine, darling. I had a whole extravagant Q&A planned out just for you, but if there's one thing I know, it's not to press too hard. That's how you get an uneven skin tone. I'm absolutely happy to move on if you are. Then tell me, let's hear it, my little kitten. I couldn't pick a favorite if I tried, and trust me, I've tried. 4 hours just staring at tweezers. I love tweezers, even the word is satisfying to say. Oh, but I can't imagine tweezers. Oh, I think they're all just great. Really, aren't they? Tweezers. Oh, not literally, obviously. My products are for external use only. Tweeze me! Oh, you really know your tweezers if you know Teasy Weezy. Did you know that Teasy Weezy's tweezer brand tweezers won the Massachusetts Most Accurate Tweezers Award 3 years running between 1995 and 1997? The Teasy Weezy company doesn't like to talk about 1998. They'd have had 99 in the bag, though, if the awards hadn't shut down after that girl lost an eye. Ooh, classy choice. Polished Response's line of beauty products is second to none, except for the cases where they aren't. Everything they put out emphasizes sleek form factors that promote keen aesthetic without sacrificing functionality. You wouldn't think tweezers could turn heads, but when you pull a Polished Response product out of your handbag, the only way it won't get noticed is if they're being upstaged by your Polished Response handbag. Interesting. Smile Republic doesn't get the highest user reviews out there, especially not after they released that combination waffle frying hair curler. But if you want reliability, dependable build quality, and effective results, well, you can pick any other beauty line because Smile Republic is for those who like to live dangerously. Is there anything that company doesn't make? They literally make other companies, at least if you believe the rumor they've helped the Scunthorpe Mafia set up that shell corporation. Well, they're just really regular tweezers, aren't they? I like their tweezers, though. They're metal, they grip small things, they have those little grooves running across the curvy bit there. That's an, yep, dull and rusted. Go off on whatever makes you feel good, I suppose. Oh, my word, they're just the cutest, aren't they? So, and eyebrow hydration, of course. You really cannot underestimate how important it is to avoid a thirsty brow, baby. Ask me to remember a job interview or doctor's appointment, and I can't help you. a random hair conditioner trivia? I could give you that for days. Sorry? Let us continue right on down with... oh dear. Too deep too quickly. I like surface level. Surface! Here, I'll do it. Let me just make a mental note. No need to actually write it down. Got a mind like a steel trap. At least when it comes to tweezers and tweezer-related lifestyle choices. Oh no. Tweezers. I've been put on the spot. Oh, wait! How about this? While it's bad for your hair if you wash it every day, you can safely condition every day with no washing required. This is great because I think people should use conditioner as much as possible. Not so much for the health benefits, but the fact that it just makes hair feel really, really nice, doesn't it? Freshly conditioned hair is the chocolate milk of texture. At least that's what I always say. Well, I don't always say that. That was the first time I ever said it, but I'll keep saying it now. What were we doing? Oh, right. Time for your second question. Ask me this time. Here, I'll do it. Barry, what's your favorite lipstick color? This is a good one. A classic of a beauty question. We can't have a beauty Q&A without knowing your favorite lipstick color, can we? Mine? Right. The critical path is pink. Impressive, no? Oh, wow, just like your response. That's what I said. What, pray tell, is yours? Oh, you're right. It is merely grand. The thing about pink is the diversity of mood it conveys. At once playfully innocent and chicly suggestive, its cultural association with femininity has seen it both stigmatized and embraced in equal measure. Its use, more than any other color, can either be a display of conformity or of rebellion, and, perhaps most importantly of all, it just really pairs well with my eyes. Well, when it comes to classique, can we look any further than red? It's the look of the sexy, the sultry, and it slots neatly into almost any aesthetic. It's the first line choice of lip shade for a reason. Ooh, there's certainly something to be said for going a little darker. It's a color that truly says, here are my lips, right here on my face, the little flappy things just in front of my thing. You truly can't go wrong with red.
Come, let us talk of toucans!
A moodier option than the two more common shades, but no less potentially exquisite for it. It's the color that most often makes us think of wealth, of power, of all the trappings of regality. Purple is what you go for if you want people to know you've got a luxury mouth. And who wouldn't want to broadcast that fact, darling? Oh, not one for the traditional? I can certainly respect that. Blue! No, green. You strike me as a green. Or teal. Or black. Oh, please say it's black. I've not gone goth in forever. There's nothing that says lippy can't be any color you want it to be, after all. Now, don't tell me, darling. Let me guess your fave. Wait, no, I got it. It's gold, isn't it? Rose gold. Green. No, wait, I already said green. It's gotta be blue, then. Maybe teal? This is too hard. I'm just gonna stick with other. Oh. Yes, darling, it's a tit for tat now. Play along, my little swan. That sounded threatening. What do you think is the biggest reason to wear makeup? Anyway, third cue. Yeah, I get that. It's not the lippy and the eyeshadow that makes a person look good, like, truly good. It's how someone carries themselves, you know? We all have things we're self-conscious about, and I think makeup helps. It's one of the things I love most about what I do, helping someone get that boost they need. When I do my thing, there's a real joy in framing someone's eyes to show just how alluring they are, or highlighting some gorgeous cheekbones. That is one super valid reason, darling. A good makeup job can really draw out the hotness. Oh, very much yes, darling. Standing out from the crowd? I love it. A sublime way to feel good about yourself, so long as you're into the attention, of course. Not everyone appreciates someone who sets themselves apart. Know what I mean? Pinpointing the steamiest features and putting all the attention on them? That's art, hon. Or maybe they're just self-centered and think their idea of normal is the only way to be. There's always going to be those who want conformity to keep you comfortably quiet. Maybe they're jealous of the self-confidence needed to be boldly different. I've met my fair share of traditionalists who they just take the unique and they hammer it and batter it until it fits their template. Don't ever let them take the hammer to you. I don't know, there's something relatable about it, maybe? Something about that just hits different, and I can't quite suss out why. That's quite an answer. You know when someone says a thing and it really makes you feel some kind of way? I've always seen makeup as the highlighter. You know, it can downplay and play up our features. It's not the artifice some cynics like to claim. There's no subjective perspective when it comes to aesthetic, though. My job is to make people love who they are, but I guess sometimes we all get the desire to paint over ourselves. Can't say it's not a desire I understand. Sorry, I spoke a lot again. Of course I did. I'm an overshare. Need to stop that. Understood. Well, darling, that about wraps up the cues. It was going to be a big 20-question thingy, but I just didn't do it, I suppose. Plus, I forgot half the ideas I had for it when I thought about combs for an hour. It is pretty silly, isn't it? Oh, God, Barry, you're really blowing it. Just don't start talking about combs. Sorry, I'll stop bothering you. Really? That's wonderful, darling. I had a lot of fun, too. Oh, I really hope we can have another fabulous chat again. Hello. I am indeed. So, since we last chatted, I memorized the hex codes of all my favorite shades of pink. And then I forgot them. I was supposed to be organizing all my color palettes before I got distracted by thinking about pink things and trying to name all the stuff I know that's pink. So, anyway, if you were thinking of going with the Smile Republic Berry Red eyeshadow today, I apologize in advance for not knowing where it is. Am I ever? I guess I'm just way too extra much of the time. Sorry, I'm sorry. Moving on. It's time for our final question. For now. I suppose I do. Which is funny, because if you'd asked me, I'd say my head's empty most of the time. Well, that reminds me, I was actually going to ask if you could help me with that. I mean, from the color coordination on your amazing outfit alone, it's clear you're far, far, far more level-headed than I am, darling, and... Well, hello again, darling. Absolutely fab to be in your lumescent company again. What's new with you? I hope all is gorgeous. If you're offering, I'd absolutely love the help, sweetie. Like, I have little flickers of the conversation, like snapshots almost, but, you were really interesting, and I enjoyed chatting, and, I feel awful that I can't remember anything as if you weren't, and I didn't. You know, I realized after we spoke last time that I actually can't remember what we talked about. Lately, I've just found it really, really hard to focus on anything. If you're offering, I'd absolutely love the help, sweetie. You know, I realized after we spoke last time that I actually can't remember what we talked about. Like, I have little flickers of the conversation. Oh, wouldn't we all, darling? Go back to the days of being babysat. Something in between a parent and a childhood friend, but... I deflect. Maybe you could get yourself extra helpings of cocoa if you promise not to tell the old folks. It's more than that, though. For example, if I watched a movie, do you know how much I'd remember by the time we hit the credits? Same thing, just snapshots. My favorite, too. Yeah, maybe I'll have a fourth question next time. Maybe. Feels like my brain robs from itself. Just takes away the things I experience and... leaves an outline in its place. Maybe a line or two for a while, but it can be more important stuff than that, too. I can feel life crumbling away behind me like a particularly cheap liner pen. Thank you. It makes me feel really bad. Well, put simply, yeah, I don't know. It feels like more than forgetful. Everyone else around here seems way better at remembering stuff. Or get told something really important and meaningful, something you should really truly treasure and just lose it. Lately, I've just found it really, really hard to focus on anything. I often think that too. If things really did matter to me, I should remember them instead of being a big jerk and forgetting. I once learned a whole bunch of meaningless facts about Herne Bay in Kent. At one point, I could quote you every line of I Want to Be Your Gunary or give you the history of the pinball machine. I could have told you all that. Until I got bored and forgot. Then again, my stupid brain's a steel trap for stuff that's totally not all that important. It's just whatever silly thing I'm mega focused on at the time. The only thing that ever really stays is the thing I talk people's ears off about all the time. Cosmetics, product, makeup, and skincare, all that glitz. It's what I can remember, so that's me. Pretty ironic, darling. The closest thing to my heart is only skin deep. I try to remind myself of that. I really don't mean to forget. In fact, the harder I try to remember a thing, the more likely it is that I'll struggle to commit it to memory or get distracted by something or whatever. That's a lovely way of looking at it. You have a beautiful perspective. Oh, yes! I forgot that's what actually started this. I can't remember a single thing, and it looks to me like you're able to keep track of roughly 100 things at once. Guilty sometimes, like it's not exactly respectful to forget people's names the 5th time you've heard them, or constantly fail to honor commitments because you lose all track of them. How do you mean, hon? So you're saying our brains just work or don't? Just repeat it a lot. 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 Yeah, I suppose that could work. So, like, how? How can I at least pay attention to the things I want to pay attention to? I'm never not fascinated by the things we style ourselves with, and I guess that's what makes Barry Styles Barry Styles. All sorts of things. Oh, yes, of course, darling. It's so obvious. Yet I never actually do it. But I do need to, don't I? Sometimes I think to do it, but then I just don't. Feels like too much, or I convince myself I don't need to. Oh, like I could use the orange eyeshadow as a highlighter for super important notes, because it's a lovely shade and it's always left unused on the palette. And I have this red ink liner that's always been too splodgy for lips, but oh, it'd look gorgeous in a notebook. Try. Yeah, just try. Makes sense, really, doesn't it? Oh, thank you, darling. I'll just try harder from now on. I didn't even think about how fabulous the book itself could look. Now, I absolutely must get to work. I'm getting giddy just thinking about glittering up a notebook, like giving my own memories a makeover. This is brilliant. This is just brilliant. Thank you so much. Heck, even if I forget to bring a notepad, I'm literally never more than 2 inches away from a liner pen in my own arms. Yeah. Sorry to have bothered you with my silliness. Yes, that's me. I love the sound of my name, you know? I could say my name all day. Sometimes I do when no one is watching. Hello, beautiful. Brilliant. I guess so. Last time, we took a trip to the wonderful world of cosmetic products. But looking good is only part of feeling good, is it not? That's the spirit! I just remembered I've been working on another one of my world-famous Styles Profiles TM surveys. I'm calling my quizzes Styles Profiles now, because it's definitely a thing, I swear. For the next stage of my artistically audacious audit, I've drummed up a series of questions all about hygiene and freshness in a second round I like to call Coming Clean. Of course, I've ensured that none of these questions are too personal, darling. As someone who hangs out in a bathroom all day, I totally understand the importance of discretion. It's easily in my top 5 things to discuss with friends and strangers. Sorry, the questions aren't that personal. It's a very casual, product-driven set of cues like last time. I'd never start asking anything invasive. As someone who hangs out in a bathroom all day, I totally understand the importance of discretion. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Sorry, I didn't mean to presume on your time, hon. Oh my gosh, me too! This time around, in the interest of getting to know you more and work out exactly how best to get you at your best, I've got a whole set of queries about the product you like when getting fresh. Well, suds me up with soap and foam. I'm so excited! Wouldn't want to impose. Of course, yep, fair enough. Okay, here we go. Question 1 for round 2 of Styles Profiles TM, which is absolutely gonna be a thing. When it comes to toothpaste, which brand best pleases your pearlies? One can't fault an economic solution. So, what do you think, hon? Are you up for Styles Profiles TM? Round 2, coming clean. Right, so last time we talked tweezers, we talked makeup, we talked aesthetic. Just toothpaste. Just toothpaste? I'll have you know, darling, that nations have risen and fallen over toothpaste. Human civilization's inextricable relationship with paste of the tooth dates back centuries. Why, in 1642, the British parliamentarians came close to dealing the decisive blow against King Charles I's royalists when they seized the toothpaste reserves of Lord Jacob Astley during the Battle of Edgehill. Nah, it really is just toothpaste at the end of the day. Ooh, do tell. Oh, holy cuticle clippers, I should have thought about how that sounded. Ah, Colgate. Once they lent into the fact that it made your teeth turn black, they really got themselves out of that PR nightmare. Remember the ads that made them a household name? A quality choice, though. Gets the job done without airs or graces. A perfectly practical paste. See? That's a tagline that makes sense. Colgate, the toothpaste that turns your mouth into an inky void. Ah, Smilex, the original toothpaste, TM, as their adverts say. I've never understood that tagline. Like, clearly, they're not the first toothpaste. Smilex wasn't even a thing until 2004. Possibly my favorite, too. Funny how it started life like that shampoo for horses did. A product for animals that somehow transitioned to people use. And it's plain white mint flavor in an industry standard tube, so it's not doing anything original either. The original toothpaste. Ugh, that tagline's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. Luckily, it was just regular old toothpaste, so they eventually relaunched it after sinking about $2 million, give or take, into focus testing. Whether it's Professor Texture's non-denominational alkaline water for adults aged 35 to 60, never much cared for the coarse-grade toothpaste, if I'm being honest. When it comes to hand soap, how should it be? Bars or liquid, blocky or squirty? Do they need to be a classic brick or bottles of squeezy wetness where it's at? Classy pick! What I love most about Professor Texture's products is the sense of passion they put into everything they produce. Exactly, of course. I always like to say that there is no wrong way to soap. Well, unless you're using mincemeat or soup or bird's nests or something. But assuming you're soaping correctly, you cannot soap incorrectly. Bars of soap and liquid soap are equally valid, contingent on preference and pre-existing skin conditions. Of course, Hinto-Mint had a harder time getting off the ground, since it was originally intended as a toothpaste for birds, and, well, yeah, they didn't really think it through. Anyway, I don't mean to floss over dental care, but we can't get incisive over just one subject. It's time to think about soap. Real straightforward one, this. A storm is lathering, with both sides foaming at the mouth to scrub each other out. Surely you've seen the debates, darling. An endless war between solid and liquid. It's gotten so bad that there's been talk of dispensing violence, water torture, bath bomb threats, sun missiles, promises of delivering gel on Earth. I think the war between bar users and liquid users has gone on far enough. When you've got it in your hands, should you be rubbing or pumping? Sponge, spongy, spongy, sping. Sponge. Spongus! Okay, next question. No questionnaire on hygiene and cleanliness can be complete without discussing sponges. Huh? Oh, sorry, I got caught in a word loop. You know when it just gets weird and you can't stop thinking about it? Its absorbency and non-judgmentally forgiving nature makes it a household name in many household. Plus, it's just fun to say, isn't it, love? Glad to hear it. Ah, well, it's the thing. Sponges come in many varieties, only adding to their allure and popularity. Right. Ooh, you and I are powdering with the same brush. I'm just glad you stopped me when you did. I was running on spumes. I know the answer, though, and I think the Sponge Authority, I've got a whole extended universe involving them, would offer you a range of sponges in the format you've chosen. Since they're not doing this as some sort of twisted monkey sponge curse in which you get so much of your favorite sponge you go to hate it, trapped in an endless hell of your own making. Perfectly valid. I've definitely not been writing a novel based on this idea, but if I did, I'd call it Be Careful What You Wash For. Also, you can pick any color you like every time. That thought crossed my mind on more than one occasion, but I wasn't sure if anyone else would care enough about the details. I am all about sponges, and some of my best sponge-based experiences have involved a regular old yellowish sponge. Classic sponges are always there for you, but they're low maintenance. Sponge Club 7, that is. Not whatever human nonsense you might be humming to yourself right now. Never clingy or insecure, because they know they're a sponge, and that they're good enough. I kinda envy them. Natural sponges are just adorable, aren't they? They're costlier than your classic sponge, but very worth it for both their relative firmness and porous qualities. Probably my favorite. Here they come! They come in vibrant colors, they're easy to dry, and they provide that ever-crucial exfoliation while you clean. So, it gets points for efficiency. And that's it for your Styles Profile TM today. This information will be logged and categorized. Did you know that while seen as a sponge from a product point of view, a loofah is actually a type of cucumber? Is what I'd say if I didn't have a brain that very much didn't behave like a sponge. Or maybe it does, at least when it comes to leaking everywhere. Interesting choice. I've always found them a little weird myself. It's like washing with inside-out Bermuda shorts. But if you're looking for a body buffer, I'm going to support your choice all the way. Hello, sweetie. Why do they drop hats? Never questioned that one. I'm afraid you've caught me at one of my rare inopportune times. Ready and able as I am to be available at the drop of a hat. You know how sometimes you just accept a sentiment and face value, and then suddenly one day you realize you have no idea what it means, and you just said it because people have always said it? Show me somebody who doesn't enjoy a loofah, and I'll show you somebody who needs to get on the loofah tip. Right, quite right you are, hon. Actually, that's the sticky issue keeping me all too occupied. You know how we were talking about my useless brain having more holes in it than a natural sponge? Don't be self-critical to the point of self-flagellation. It's a unique approach, but I can give it a go. Now, I've been taking the advice to start writing things down so I don't forget them. Look, the first thing I wrote about was you advising me to start writing things down. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I even remembered to use yellow eyeshadow to highlight the important things. At least, I think it was yellow? Who doesn't love the classics? They're practical, they're economic, they get the job done. They're like S Club 7 in that regard. Wait, no. It was orange. I'm not sure I follow. Yeah, I did the thing. I did say that, didn't I? Oh, for the first thing I attempt to try and organize my thoughts, and I make a bigger mess than my first 15 attempts at contouring. That's okay. This brings me to my actual problem with how to ameliorate my memory. Oh, for the first thing I attempt to try and organize my thoughts, and I make a bigger mess than my first 15 attempts at contouring. You're right. Well, that brings me to the actual problem with the whole writing to remember thing. Right? I've managed to jot down some important things, but I keep forgetting to do it. Then I forget the thing I forgot to write down, but I don't forget that I've forgotten it. I did remember to do that at least, yeah. What do you do when you forget to write stuff down so you don't forget it later? When I remember it really has, whether it's just a to-do list or things you've said to me that I don't want to forget, it feels like getting some sense of control, if that makes sense. It does feel really positive. Like I accomplished something, which is silly when it's just writing a few sentences down. I don't even feel compelled to draw a tenuous simile involving makeup. I just love the way you think. Sometimes I know I should do something, and I just don't. I'll say I'll do it later, knowing full well I'm just going to forget. It is? It seems silly. Well, that just sounds plain ominous. Really? Oh, like hair conditioning for the brain. Yes, hair conditioning for the brain. I think I understand now. I just remembered that there's something I forgot to write down and then forgot because I keep forgetting to write things down before I forget them. Well, what can I say? I'm a trendsetter. Thank you. You're the first one I've met who's just been patient with me. And I include myself there. You're right. This is hard for me. Remembering is hard. Focusing is hard. Sometimes it's hard even when I do remember, when I am focused. You're right, hon. That's enough wallowing. I'll just keep doing my best, because that's what people do, right? It's easy enough for everybody else, so it should be easy for me too. Indeed it is. That's what I do. I keep my spirits up and my looks fierce. Well then, thank you for trying to help anyway. Really? You think perhaps you're right? You tried to help and I can't even take your advice properly. Yes, that should work. Well, on that note, I best be off. One thing I did remember to write down is that there's a new pour-on blocker from Smile Republic that I have heard nothing but rave reviews about. We'll see if it passes the berry test. Oh, and I must make a note to find out what drop of a hat means. Hello, darling. I could not be happier to see you, you devastatingly brilliant sweetie who I remember enjoys Teasy Weezy's Tweezer brand tweezers. Well, I did manage to at least... No, you make a fair point. I'm trying, and I'm just not succeeding. I could not be happier to see you, you devastatingly brilliant sweetie who I remember enjoys Polished Response's Slick Line brand of tweezers. I could not be happier to see you, you devastatingly brilliant sweetie who I remember enjoys Smile Republic brand tweezers. I could not be happier to see you, you devastatingly brilliant sweetie who I remember enjoys Creedle and Crabnuts brand tweezers. I could not be happier to see you, you devastatingly brilliant sweetie who I remember enjoys Dull and Rusted tweezers. Because who could forget that? I suppose that's all one can do, darling. I guess it's a silly thing to complain about. It really shouldn't be this hard to do simple tasks. I have been feeling more relaxed with you around. I feel with you I don't need to mask my problems so much anymore. You know, I do very much believe it is. At least some of the time. But some of the time is better than none of the time, right? Seriously, thank you. This doesn't fix things, but it helps. Like a good concealer over a particularly stubborn zit. Except, well, I suppose that analogy doesn't work because that's just masking the problem. And I feel like I don't need to mask my problems so much anymore. I have been feeling more relaxed with you around. I feel with you I don't need to mask my problems so much anymore. It's okay that I've got a brain like an explosion in a lip gloss factory. It's still not easy to remember. It is easier, though. It's the difference between wiping the lippy toward the mouth instead of away, you know? Not bad, eh? I'm so glad you do. Sometimes I think the whole makeup metaphors get a bit too overdone, darling. It's a bit like when you don't remove last night's makeup and try to fix it up the next day, and you let that ride another day, and eventually you've painted over yourself so much it's all gone flaky and weird. What were we talking about? Right. Actually, I've been thinking about getting into doing makeup tutorials, like the ones you see online. I reckon I'd be really good at that. You have such a beautiful way of looking at things. You just have to talk really fast about loads of things and sometimes shout a lot and put text over all the footage to be popular online, right? Wait, what were we talking about again? Oh, question. What do you think of toucans? Well, if you ever want to know more, you know by now I love to talk shop. Yes! They're just really neat with their big old beaks and oh my god, they're so pretty, right? I've been trying to work out my favorite toucan. They're all just so aesthetic. I've been getting really into toucans lately. You've got the Toco toucan, or Toucan Classique as I call it. A timeless black and white look with the iconic yellow beak offset by deep blue eyes. But there's also the chestnut mandibled toucan with a diagonal color split down the bill, contrasting a rich yellow against a brooding maroon. I was just about to gush over the keel bill. But if you're looking for something with a little more blue, you need look no further than a Chanel-billed cutie. Its beak is mostly green, but it has this bright red tip that fades into orange in a streak that almost looks painted on. It's just on the right side of garish, and I'm pretty sure I've got just the right combination of shades somewhere around here. Has this amazing pastel around the eyes and a more sky-toned blue at the base of the beak. Really gives me some ideas for a look. Not big on toucanettes, though. Bit too drab for my tastes. I'm trying to push back a bit less on the mess upstairs. Getting to talk to you and just feeling accepted. Oh, yeah? Oh, wonderful! You see me as the clashing colors and wonky contouring I am. And the fact you haven't wiped me off makes me feel like I'm worth it. You see me as the clashing colors and wonky contouring I am. And the fact you haven't wiped me off makes me feel like I'm worth it. I'm trying to push back a bit less on the mess upstairs. Getting to talk to you and just feeling accepted. And if you want to talk toucan, I'm yours anytime, darling. Oh, and not just toucans, of course. I know a lot about puffins. Or not even birds. Do you like crabs? Or trouser skirts? Gosh, I'm making this all about me. What are your interests? Oh, well, same, darling. Oh, wait, no, that sounded creepy, like a stalkery thing. Well, I used to, but I can read up on them again and take notes this time. It was a callback to, like, what we were talking about and the stuff, and you know what? I'll just make a note not to say that in future. I hope we can get interested in all sorts of things together then. I'm sure we'll have a simply fabulous time, darling. I'm starting to think we're a good idea. A simply fabulous one, darling. Sorry, off topic, I know, but like, you're definitely someone I could hyperfixate on. So, what's the hotness for you today? We going mousse, gel, or staying all natural for the hair? Mixing it up, or staying tradish? Also, my darling, I just need to ask the biggest, burniest question of all. Have we exfoliated today? I could not be happier to see you, you devastatingly brilliant sweetie who I remember enjoys tortoiseshell-handled tweezers. Oh, I never did tell you about the incredible moisturizing properties of goat's milk, did I? I know, it sounds silly, but trust me, experts swear by its inclusion in body butter, 'cause it just melts right into the skin and shows dryness the door. Not that it looks like you need to worry about dry skin, hon, because, like I said, it's looking fabulous. Oh, my. You are once again looking fabulous. Well, look, talking to you has made me realize something. Me? I'm Barry Styles, sweetie. Just your one-stop shop for looking hot. I'm about other people. About making them comfortable, making them feel positive, and banging on about me and my dreary hang-ups just sucks all the color out of the room. Exactly! This is who I am. I would, hun. I mean, I just did. It's fine, because I know what makes me happy. Making other people happy. What I want is to help others get what they want. It's why I'm so good at bringing out the aesthetic in others. I thought about working on myself, and really, that's never been me, darling. I'm not about myself. I've always been an enabler. In a good way, that is. Important, but not in the way. I'm the foundation underneath the blush. It's a good place to be. Not making my problems other people's problems is exactly what makes me happy. I'm not sure I have a choice in the matter. I mean, what are cosmetics if not a way to paint over the cracks that make us unappealing? What I mean to say is, thank you for listening to me. It really helped, and I'm fine. I'm messy, I'm flighty, I'm forgetful, but I can cope with that. So long as I keep smiling, I can keep helping others smile. And if I help others smile, I'll just keep on smiling. It turns a neutral expression into a more positive, approachable one. Not that I'm saying you need that. Sorry, came out wrong again. Stupid Barry. I'm not one to talk about myself. I'm here to talk about you. That's what people like, and that's what I like to do. Better yours than mine. No. It's just a good tip to have for those days when you just don't feel like smiling. Speaking of which, one thing that really brightens a face is to add just a very subtle upward curve at each corner of the mouth. Wait, no, that sounds bad. You know I have plenty. Oh, remember when I talked about mouth confidence? I mean, I can't recall everything we said, but I make a point to never forget how important it is. Like I always say, if eyes are the window to the soul, the lips are, the fence? Something. It's you, darling. Sorry. Anyway, silly Barry, getting ahead of myself. It all starts with skincare, and I keep letting myself get way too far off track before we've even gotten near the topic of oil absorption. Just, couldn't sleep. Thought about too much. None of it worthwhile. Worked out a few things. None of it fabulous. I think a lot of what you said was right. About me not being normal enough. Too annoying, all of that. I've been trying too hard. Trying to maintain some sort of front. And honestly, I am just so tired of it. No, it's gotten away from me. Yeah. Well, it doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel like anything, really. I only really feel like I want to go to sleep. Except I can't. Because this stupid brain just doesn't switch off. Oh, abso-positolutely! Yep, that's me. No, not really. Nothing you could do anyway. I think I just need to... I don't like me very much. I do. I get sick of the sound of my own voice, and I get exhausted by my own thoughts. And I am so tired of wasting so much time focusing on things that aren't important and letting the stuff that matters pass me by. But at this point, though, I'm too tired to even do anything about it. Maybe. I'm not really all that sad, not depressed or anything like that. I just can't summon the motivation anymore. All I know is I spent my whole life trying to be something that makes other people feel good, to find their comfort level and do my best not to be too weird or too awkward. I never did a good job. That didn't make the attempt any less draining. Maybe this is just the real me, underneath all the aesthetic and all the performance. I'm tired of trying to hide it all under some loud, annoying personality. You know, you didn't have to like me, but you didn't have to be so blunt about it either. Yeah. Okay, then. Doesn't matter now, really. Can't be bothered to pretend like I'm not hurt, but I can't be bothered to argue about it either, so just needed to say it. Said it. Thank you, I guess. At least I can drop the front. Stop being on all the time. Didn't help anybody, did it? So, sure. Thank you. Gel starts to powder and falls out like dandruff. When the smile you painted on starts to fade, you can fill it back in for a while, but you can only paint over the ghost of that smile so many times before it all cakes and congeals and just looks plain dead. And the face underneath, dry and sore and so utterly, utterly done with clinging onto the facade. No matter how pretty a job you do, a makeover ebbs away with time. The lipstick crumbles, the eyeshadow, it fades. Sounded quite poetic, didn't it? Bit pretentious, but pretense is just my style, you know, darling. So, can I wipe off the old concealer, so to speak? I've got something that's been on my mind a lot since last time we talked. Ever since you said makeup helps you feel like someone else. I can't be sure, but I think I've got an answer, and I think maybe you'd understand. Oh, okay. No, you're right. Wrong of me to impose. It's presumptuous. Need to stop it. Stop oversharing, Barry. Ta-ta for now. If I'm, like, really, truly honest, I don't think I like me very much. I've been wondering, why am I so fascinated with painting faces, styling hair, trying fresh aesthetics, you know? Finally, eh? I feel like I've always been, I don't know, too much. It doesn't stop me. Well, hon, that's honestly really nice to hear. Sure, the typical person can do that sometimes. But, like, with me, I'm always on to some degree, you know? I feel like I've always got to be engaging, always got to be interesting. I've always got to have something to say, because if I don't, I'm just me, and I'm boring. I can feel myself dumping information when nobody asked me to, banging on and on about something that interests me, even if I sense I'm boring the life out of whatever poor soul had to hear it. It's funny, really. I talk and talk and talk until people are sick of me, because I'm afraid they'll be sick of me if I don't. I'm not pretending to be someone else, exactly. It's more that I work so hard on projecting what I've always thought was the best version of me, because I'm afraid of people seeing all of me. Me that's outgoing to a fault, who's overly confident, who's just so fabulous, darling. It's kind of like I'm wearing a mask of my own face. But I have to admit, holding up the mask is so exhausting. Don't mind me, hon. I'm just trying to discover a new color. I'm pretty sure there's something between yellow and orange that nobody's ever found before. Yolange. Yolange? Is that what that might be? You know, if you're free later, why not swing by and squint at some bananas with me? Did you know that some sea urchins can live for over 200 years? I'm on a big sea urchin kick at the moment. They're just so cute looking. Thank you for hearing me out. It means a lot to feel seen. They can push their teeth out of their mouths to scrape at stuff, and the teeth are fixed to a bit of jaw called the Aristotle's lantern. I'll have to look that up. Isn't it weird that we give such a fancy name to a little bit of a sea urchin's mouth? Whoever named that must really love sea urchin mouths. Or maybe it was Aristotle. Plus, it just cycled the same load of dirty water over you again and again. Oh, my love, thank you for keeping up with my fixations. Right? Okay, then. Well, See you later. I know it can be exhausting, but it's so much fun to flitter from one to another like a beautiful twittering insect. Do you know the best thing about benzoyl peroxide? No, me neither. Bit of a boring subject, really. Remember to brush your teeth in the morning and at night, darling. Unless you forget, which is fine. I can't remember the last time I remembered to brush at night. I keep forgetting. Oh dear. I feel another fixation coming on. I can practically hear eyes glaze over when I talk sometimes. I know when I'm talking too much. I know I can get too into someone's face like the world's most enthusiastic pore unblocker. It's always good to brush up on your hygiene schedule. What? Did you know the shower was patented in 1767 by William Feedham? It worked with a hand pump, and it wasn't very popular because people felt like they might as well have a servant dump water on their heads. Just burned out. Simply beautiful. Well, keep on being fabulous. Tired of getting upset with myself because I can't remember anything. Because of you, no, silly, never you. Only poor Barry's poor muddled madhouse of a brain. Well, hello. I hope you're doing sublimely, darling. Well, you don't have to be so forceful. Hey, I had a question for you, but I've forgotten it. Sorry. So be it. A blemish can always be mopped over with a simple swish of the brush. Oh, word is such a strong word. You are choosing options, darling. You did nothing wrong. We shall carry on as friends. Maybe I did put too much faith in your words. I accept that you were, perhaps, less than couth to me. The very idea makes me quiver with anticipation. You're going to make me human? Are we ready? Yeah. Thanks to you, I know that's okay. I should have given you better options to choose. Not to worry. I'll be here looking up just what makes a human a human. You mean I can have even more thoughts permitted and be able to go outside and act on them? You return! Are we doing this human thing today, or should I get back to reading? I haven't the slightest idea. I've already forgotten what it was like to be a toothpaste. Though I might never forget what it was like being a Q-tip. Surely they've figured that out by now, I would imagine. I fear that might not be up to me. I'm alive. That I will never forget. Oh, that. Should I put my arms there, or my legs round this way? Now then, I have heard that rhythm is rather important here. But which one? 4/4, 6/8? The forbidden 12/2. Oh, can you hand me that book over there? Excellent! Let's have a look. Now that's style. Well, you simply must try Maybelline brand powder. It'll get right into the crevices you didn't know you had. Now my torso. Oh. Exalta brand spoolies. I wish I could accept these into my soiree of beauty, but they have the rigidity of a rhinoceri. I did write it down. But did I write it down on paper or this puppy? I do believe I've forgotten which country I'm in at the moment. Well, no matter. Beauty has no allegiance to country, darling. I'm a citizen of the world. Ta-ta! They're so little and nippy and pinchy. Simply adorable. Far too cute to be used on the nose hairs they're always used for. But I try not to think about that when I'm hugging them. I forget enough things that it should be. But the moment a thought's gone, the space immediately gets filled up with something else. Like snapshots almost, but you were really interesting and I enjoyed chatting and I feel awful that I can't remember anything as if you weren't and I didn't. These days it's hard to imagine a world without a toothpaste that turns your mouth into an inky void. Especially after they had those big billboards. All right, how best to do this? I'm messier than one gets trying to do their mascara in the back of a moving taxi. Farewell. Or Professor Texture's specialized solution for the cleaning of cassette tape heads. It could be the happiest day of my life, and I'd still walk away with cliff notes that'll fade in no time at all. Their commitment to fun is second only to the diversity of their merchandise. When it comes to Professor Texture, I always recommend Professor Texture's non-alcoholic and smoothened formula for the daily maintenance of oral acceptability. Bubblegum flavored, of course. The furious, angry debates over the objectively correct format for soap. But if you were offered a lifetime supply of sponges right now, with the proviso that you can only have it in one basic format forever, which would you go for? I may need to take a second pass at round 2 to cover washcloths. I thought about it, but then you have to start talking about hand washing, and that started to seem a little too intimate. And anyway, we can skip the sponges, no problem, hon. Not so good if you got that phobia about tiny holes. They're fun and frisky without getting in your face about it. Well, until you wash your face with it, I suppose. Those who think all soap should be barred, and those who think barred soap should be barred. Only the other type of barred. There's so many subgenres of loofah, you'll never get bored. And the exfoliating properties are a bonus one simply cannot ignore. Should have shut up from the start. Oh, and do be careful with them, darling. They have a nasty habit of holding on to bacteria. So, if you're going to get that lifetime supply, make sure to change them often. Anyway, darling, I'm delighted to say you passed because you weren't being graded. I could tell I was annoying you, and I just didn't stop. I thought if I could keep talking, I'd somehow make myself more likable. I just need to not. Just need to tone it down, be normal, or whatever. Oh, what's this now? Is it my birthday and no one told me? The fabulous Bathsheba come to consort with my humble self? Yes, but do you speak to me, darling? I wouldn't go that far. Every day. Oh, off to a wonderful start, aren't we? Not for a while. Sometimes you need to get out the makeup wipes, clean the whole thing off, and just stay in. Or something. I don't know. My metaphors are garbage. It's about time someone said so. I don't need a thing from her, you understand. But a little courtesy goes a long way. Well, it would be nice to have someone to talk to about my latest obsessions. Colgate. The taste of burning means it's working. Oh, it's far from nasty, darling. Are you going to allow me to explain, or would you rather this conversation ended here? Thank you. As I was saying, snail mucin is a truly wondrous product. It's truly miraculous when it comes to dry skin. Don't suppose you'd like to try the essence? Here, why don't you try just this little bit? The snail mucin essence will make you a true believer. Wow, real mature. Well, at least someone around here is open-minded. I see. Well, I've nothing more to say here then. Ta-ta. Oh, no need to be close-minded and rude. Go on then. Leave me to my self-care. Ta-ta. Oh, today it's snail mucin. You wouldn't believe the limitless beauty application snail mucin has. Ta-ta. That wasn't feedback, darling. That was backwash. Well, I shan't be wasting my deeply valuable time if it's not appreciated.